Hi, I'm Roberta, welcome to my kitchen, and welcome to my friend and cooking buddy, Eloise.
Yes.
Hey.
Hi.
Ellie, today we're going to make a sauce to go with that beautiful gnocchi we made earlier.
Yeah.
And it's called Sorrentina, because it's named after a town in Italy called Sorrento.
Yeah.
And I had this dish in my favourite restaurant near Amalfi, which is where Sorrento is on the Amalfi coast.
Okay.
And it's super easy because it's gorgeous buffalo mozzarella. So this is fresh mozzarella made with the milk of buffaloes instead of from cow's milk.
Whoa.
Now, you don't have to get baby ones. You can get a big buffalo mozzarella. At a pinch, you could even use cow's milk, but it won't be as good. And we get our beautiful buffalo bocconcini from a company called Vanilla here in Sydney, in Marrickville. So that's our bocconcini. Then we use some beautiful tomatoes. And I like to use these little baby ones because they're cute, aren't they?
Yes.
And also because they're ripe all year round. They're nice and juicy and red. And then all we need is some beautiful basil, smells so good, and a little bit of Parmesan cheese, which we grate freshly.
And some onions.
Thank you. I would have missed that if it wasn't for you. This is why I like cooking with you. And some onion. I'm going to chop this up finely, and in a minute we'll go to the stove and we'll fry it off.
And we will have crying tears, right?
Well, maybe we won't do the chopping on camera then, so we don't cry. Well, we'll still cry, but they won't see us cry, okay?
Okay.
All right, she's right. I'm going to chop this up. I don't want you to see me cry. I'm going to put it on the stove, and I'll see you at the stove in a minute. So there's our onion, Ellie. It's been cooking for about 10 minutes. A little bit of olive oil, good pinch of salt. We always need salt when we fry onion. Does it smell good? Get in there and have a smell. Yep, okay, and it's nice and soft, it's ready. So once it's got to that stage, I'm going to take it off the heat and put it aside while we get our gnocchi on to cook, and then we're going to bring everything together at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so our onion's ready. We made our gnocchi earlier, didn't we?
Yes.
We need to reheat them, but before we reheat them, we'll just make sure everything's ready. So tomatoes, if they're big like this, that one wants to run away. Will you hold it for me so it doesn't run away?
Yes, of course.
If they're big like this, we're going to cut them into quarters like that. But most of them are a bit smaller like this one, and they just need to be cut in half like that.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen is the juice of the tomatoes is going to mix with the olive oil to make a beautiful sauce.
Yes.
I've shredded my basil. The bocconcini we just need to cut into quarters as well.
Yeah.
If it was a big ball of mozzarella, we'd cut it up into chunks, but because they're little ones, I think just quarters is good.
Yeah.
And we've already grated our Parmesan. So that's everything. Now we can go to the stove, and we need to have two pots. We need to have the pot with our gnocchi heating up,
Yep.
and the pot with our onion and our tomato ready, so that when the gnocchi's ready, we take it out of the water and put it straight into the sauce and then mix it all together.
Okay.
And some of that water is going to go across with it, and that's going to add to the sauce.
Yep.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Let's go. So Ellie, here's our gnocchi.
Yeah.
It's going into the water. Just stand back, make sure it doesn't splash you. Now, we know that's ready when it floats, don't we?
Yeah.
So while it's doing its thing, we're going to pop our tomatoes in here with our onion and just give them a bit of a stir around so they start to warm up and break down just a little bit. We're just going to give them a bit of a squish occasionally because we want some of their juices to come out and mix with the olive oil.
And soon the gnocchi will float.
That's right. And when it floats, we're going to scoop it out of there into here.
Yeah.
So Ellie,
Yeah.
our gnocchi are starting to float, aren't they?
Yeah, because we counted to 3 and then I counted to 5 and now it's good to 10.
Okay, so as they float, we'll scoop them out, and we'll pop them in here with our sauce. Okay, so here's our gnocchi and our beautiful tomatoes. Everyone can see that. Now we could do this at the stove, but if we do it at the stove, it's harder for you to see. So we're going to finish it off here. In with our basil. Does that smell good?
Good.
Love the smell of basil. Do you want to pop the cheese in there for me? All of it? Yeah, all of it.
In one go.
In one go. Sprinkle, sprinkle, the rest. That's it.
And then we have to go with our nails and go as it flows. So do I just pop
Yep,
them?
pop them in too. And they're just going to melt. Scatter them around a little bit.
And they will melt.
They will melt a little bit because mozzarella is what we put on pizza. So it melts beautifully. Yum! This is not a pretty dish, I have to say, because it looks a bit mushy, but it tastes so good. Okay, there it is. Gnocchi Sorrentina, just the way I had it on the Amalfi coast. Mozzarella, tomato, basil, and gnocchi.
Yes.
And the onion, which I nearly forgot, except you helped me out.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to dig in?
Yeah.
All right, let's pop it on a plate and we can dig in.
Yep.
Okay, Ellie, let's go. Oops,
Yep.
I need to hold on to this. So let's bring this around here and onto the plate. As I said, it's not really pretty because it's a bit mushy, but how good does it smell?
I think it'll go all the way to here if you make it, and if someone is making it, and then if you're sitting down, it will just come straight to you.
Do you reckon Mummy can smell it? She's sitting all the way over there.
Yeah.
Oh, look, she's licking her lips. I think she can smell it. Okay, here we go. Let me get rid of this because it's hot.
And I burned myself, but I'm not really. And as I said, always keep your hands away from the fire because you can burn yourself.
I think that is one of the most important tips when you're learning to cook. Now, the other important tip is when we cook something, we always have to taste it to make sure it tastes good before we feed it to other people. Careful, it's going to be hot.
I know that.
Okay, you ready?
Yep.
Is it good? Okay, we like it. We hope you will too. Thank you for cooking with me, Ellie. Mmm. Yum.